Hello, Boner Cup Series faithful, and welcome to Chicagoland. We're not too far from Madison, Illinois, where we were last week, and this week we grow closer to the wonderful city of Chicago. We sit just about an hour away in Joliet, Illinois, where a fan favorite racetrack sits, the Chicagoland Speedway. The people of Illinois have been desperate to have a race back near their main city where the Bears, Cubs, and White Sox, among others, play. So we'll see how the return to Chicagoland will go for these Boner Cup Series drivers. And I have a question for Sanford. Don't you love Chicago-style hot dogs?
Well, I've never had a Chicago dog, but based on what the fans here say, if I had to have one, I would guess it tastes a lot like victory, which is something that the Chevrolets have found a lot at Chicagoland Speedway. In between them, in the Cup Series, they've had 9 wins altogether, the most coming from Hendrick Motorsports. Of course, Alex Bowman won the very last race we saw here at Chicagoland. But the team with the most wins is Joe Gibbs Racing. Of course, both of those teams are in the field today, so you want to look out for them.
And this race is also the final race of the the seeding for the in-season tournament. So, after this race, people might be racing for $1 million, which I'm sure some of these teams would love to have going into the chase.
Starting last is Brian Scott, who has not made an appearance in a Boner Cup Series race in, well, our stats guy doesn't even know the last time Brian Scott was here. But he is trying to make his name known among the Boner Cup Series field by finally qualifying for one of these races.
Well, someone else is trying to make their name known in this series is Regan Smith, driving for the Levine Family 95 car. It hasn't had too much success since the early portion of the season, but who knows? Toyotas have had some speed in this series, and he is a Toyota, so can he find his way into victory lane?
And we'll take a look at the pole sitter for the second time this season. AJ Allmendinger in the number 16 takes the top spot. At the moment, he is 19th in the chase standings, so a win would help him lock his way in. And interesting to note about AJ, his best finish at Chicagoland, 13th back in 2009 and 2008. It's been a long time since then, so here's hoping AJ's got what it takes to improve on those days.
And now we'll be sending it up to the Blue Q corner. Starting on the pole is AJ Allmendinger, and to his outside it is Eric Jones. Following them up is Michael McDowell and the 54 of Ty Gibbs. The car got 2 wins in his absence. Can he get one? Then it is Shane Van Gisbergen with a good oval qualifying effort, and to his outside, subbing in for Sam Horner Jr. still is Josh Berry. Then it is Brian Vickers of the Red Bull 84, and to his outside, Daniel Suarez. And then it's Eric Almirola trying to go bowling here today, and to his outside, Austin Dillon in the Bass Pro Shops car.
Well, following that up, we got the RFK number 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Next to Danica Patrick. Following that, it's our CW Sports Car Mecta Benedetto next to Trevor Bain. Behind that, Marcus Ambrose for Legacy Motor Club lines up next to the winningest driver on the season, Elliott Sadler. And following that, the last of the RFK cars, David Reagan in the 60 next to Todd Gilliland. Following that, we got Ryan Priest for Yak Motorsports next to Hunter Nemechek.
In 21st place, making his first start at Chicagoland since 2012 is Scott Speed, and alongside him in the Rick Ware 51, it's Corey LaJoy. A 2-time pole sitter this season and outside chase contender Ty Dillon is nowhere near the pole today. Alongside him is JJ Yaley. Chase contender for Spire Motorsports Justin Haley in the number 7 starts alongside Cole Witt for Front Row Motorsports. Then we've got the second Spire car, the Hurricane, Carson Hocevar, starting alongside David Stremme. And to round out your top 30, we have last week's winner, Reed Sorensen, and alongside him, Casey Atwood, reminding you that Ram is back in NASCAR.
Then it is Casey Mears for one of the best teams at this track, Hendrick Motorsports. And to his outside, Harrison Burton. Then it's Johnny Sauter next to my favorite driver in the series, Josh Bilicki. Then it is the Morgan McQuarrie car of Scott Wimmer next to Josh Bilicki's Rick Ware Racing teammate, Garrett Smithley. Then his teammate starting on the pole, but Daniel Hemrick does not have the qualifying speed of AJ Allmendinger as he's starting all the way in the back next to Regan Smith. Then it's two fan favorites, I'm sure, Landon Castle and Noah Gregson.
And running off the grid, we got an all Toyota last few rows. We got Travis Quample and Gray Golding, both BK Racing cars. And then, rounding off the grid, Brian Scott. And now, let's send it over to the command. And here to give the command to start engines at Chicagoland Speedway, it's wannabe graphic designer, D-Money Designs. Right, fantastic command as always from the Boner Cup Series people. What do you think is going to happen at this kind of normal intermediate after we went to some weird racetracks?
Well, for as normal as Chicagoland Speedway is, there have really been some amazing, spectacular moments that have happened here. Think back to 2018, the slide job, Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson. Brad Keselowski sending it 3 wide for the win. I believe back in 2016, David Ruterman's shock win. We even had a giant Tropicana orange in turn 4. Really, anything can happen here.
But for AJ Allmendinger, he's going to hope that none of those things happen, as he hopes to just lead from flag to flag, which I don't think's going to happen, but he would love it to.
Glad you mentioned David Ruderman. He beat out Jeff Gordon for that win. Give respect to David Ruderman.
Yeah, he is a former Boner,
Absolutely.
so always respect to Ruderman in this house.
Yeah, AJ Allmendinger last week, 26th. Of course, we haven't talked about the in-season tournament all that much. Pace car's taken the hard right.
Coming
Hard
to the
left, I
Geico
should say.
restart zone, and we are underway here at Chicagoland. Pretty even launch from both lanes. AJ's going to be able to take the inside here, which might get him a better launch.
Michael McDowell was having a peak, not enough speed to take it 3 wide.
Yeah, he will be able to clear Eric Jones into the corner. Eric's not going to be able to do the
Eric
same. He's actually going to be sent 3
Jones drifting up,
wide by
Up
McDowell
the track.
and Ty Gibbs.
McDowell takes those Gibbs cars 3 wide.
If he can
Allmendinger's
make
got a love
SVG
game
poking
there.
in a bit.
Yeah,
He
SVG
falls
kind of got
back.
tight. Gonna make it
20
3 wide
in
with
the
his
wall
teammate.
there,
Oh.
Eric Jones.
Well, that slows up a bunch of cars. It's going to allow Michael McDowell through. Daniel Suarez coming up to 3rd.
You know, Trackhouse cars trying to take advantage on the bottom. Danica Patrick there as well.
A pretty good
Surprisingly.
run from Danica Patrick. I haven't seen Ellie Sadler qualify too well last night. Already making his way
Yeah,
forward.
nearly 4 wide there.
I think it just about is 4 wide. They're going to settle back into 3.
Yeah, so many cars in the mix of things. Our CW car in the thick of it right there, Mike Benedetto.
But someone else in the thick of it is David Reagan.
Yeah, a lot of cars all over the track. Reagan's going to take it 3 wide with Marcus Ambrose and Todd Gilliland. Almirola, right,
Yeah, look at that. Almirola into 3 and 4 with a move are Dylan and Barry. Doesn't really work out.
I think Barry got the best of that. Actually, not. No, it's going to be Austin Dillon, actually.
Austin Dillon has to be desperate for a win at this point in the season. He has had so many good runs, and it just hasn't come together to put him in on point or get him a win. He needs something late in the season here.
Yeah, a few of
Yeah,
these
Austin
guys up
Dillon.
front would need a win. Talking about AJ Allmendinger, Eric Jones, Ty Gibbs, Austin Dillon, as we mentioned.
Yeah, going back to Austin Dillon, he's right on the bubble as we speak, 16th in points. He's only 2 ahead of Casey Atwood. So this could be a make or break day.
Yeah, I don't see Casey Atwood even on our screen right now, so
He's
It
kind
looked
of
like
far
Danica
back in the
Patrick got
field.
into the wall, but I
Maybe a
think
little
she's
bit.
okay.
Oh, still up to speed.
he's in the pack, but at the end of it.
There's Casey Atwood. Currently scored in 31st.
Yeah, he's gonna have to make up some spots. Use up that Ram power.
Yeah.
A whole lot of side-by-side racing through this entire field. Ryan Preece leading that pack. Lap 7 of 81 here, coming to lap 8 very shortly.
Looking like a pack race out here, but
They've kept it clean despite the close racing so far.
yep. At
Well,
least we
there's
didn't have a
plenty of
caution
time
lap
for that to
1
change.
like last week.
Yeah, single file as things goes for the leaders.
Yeah, none of these guys actually really losing or catching AJ Allmendinger. It kind of just held that 6/10 gap.
Yeah, AJ got a tremendous start, really, with Eric
Yeah.
Jones getting into the wall, everybody trying to find space.
And though Eric
Really
has kind of
helped him.
recovered.
Yeah, the Gibbs cars are catching Michael McDowell again, so.
Currently in 13th or 11th even. Would still be the points leader over Elliott Sadler.
If he wins that regular season title, that will punch his ticket into the chase, so.
Yeah, but if you want to be even safer into the chase, maybe just win a race. The easiest way to do it.
Shane Van Gisbergen looking good here. We got side by side right behind them. David Reagan and Matt DiBenedetto. John Hunter Nemechek following behind. Could send it 3 wide. Ryan Preece there as well. They don't get it though.
I think the Benedetto got tight mid-corner and had to check up.
And we are 3 wide now, it looks. Yep, Ty Dillon, Justin Haley.
Ooh.
Oh, speaking of Justin Haley.
Contact!
They save it.
Yep, Haley catching himself on the front of Marcus Ambrose. That's risky stuff right there. They're lucky
Yeah, close one between two race winners there.
Yeah, I guess winning a race does mean you can go for some slightly more aggressive moves than you would otherwise.
Yeah, things have mellowed out here. If anything, Marcus Ambrose the big loser of that. He's
Indeed.
under pressure from Cole Witt and Reed Sorensen.
So that's speed
Hemrick
running
making it 3 wide.
decently. Daniel
Not for long.
Hemrick, AJ Yaley, Carson Hocevar.
Yeah, a lot of these guys have kind of stayed where they started. Of course, we're not going to be too far out from pit stops taking place, so that could change everything.
Yeah, I think the field window is about 20 to 30 laps, if I had to guess.
And if you take a look at the ticker, AJ Allmendinger has been making even more ground on Michael McDowell. 8.5 tenths. We're going to see the difference as he crosses the line for lap 15. Over a second now, just. So AJ is moving.
Ty Gibbs making, trying to move to the top of the racetrack. Maybe get a run going.
I think he does. Eric Jones didn't look great through 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Could be a bit of a switcheroo here.
Eric will be on
Good
the outside
teammates.
now, which he can maybe get a run going there.
It's interesting to see something that we've seen here at this track. Nobody really going onto the apron through the tri-oval.
Maybe just trying to save the splitter from taking some damage.
Yeah, aerodynamics do matter here, definitely. So not taking that risk just yet. The car's going very high there. That's Gilland and Van Gisbergen. And De Benedetto is going to move sadly slightly up, but on the
Very
border of
close.
three.
Better of it.
Danica doesn't get there.
Yeah, I think Danica thought about it, but didn't want to commit to it.
Now being hounded by Almirola and Gilland.
Yeah, Eric Almirola, disappointing day for him last week. Another second place finish.
Had a bunch of those.
Gilland. No, he doesn't send it 3 wide either. They've been thinking about doing it to turn 3 and 4, but we're seeing them back out. Not go for it.
Yeah, coming up to lap 19.
You know, Trevor Bain has been a bit of a quiet mover this race, that number 6. He's got sponsorship this week from Oscar Mayer and a fan favorite he's been this week with the Chai Dog Chicago hot dog on the side of his car.
Oh, I think the caution lights are out. I saw flashing on the pit lane. Yeah.
Yep, there we go. Flags set.
Oh, we'll have to take a look at what happened. Well, take a look at what happened. See the 44 of Brian Scott racing with Harrison Byrne and Noah Gregson. And Noah Gregson comes up, and so does Brian Scott.
Oh, that's a teammate. Great.
Also gets a piece
Golding
of
involved
Greg
as well.
Golding. Yeah, it's a manufacturer teammate as well. And, nothing else.
Brian Scott hasn't been in one of these races in a while. He might not remember how to, check his mirrors.
Or listen to his spotter. Yeah, but that will be the perfect opportunity for you to get ahead of the curve as we'll go to a quick commercial.
Men, get ahead of your curve. Explore Peyronie's disease treatments at GetSomebody4PD.com.
Don't be conventional.
Kevin Harvick?
Be exceptional. Upgrade to Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. It helps your engine last over 250,000 miles.
Wow. What's he doing?
Raving.
He's exceptional.
So is Mobil 1. Yes.
Is this good?
I do not know.
Get 250,000 miles of protection. Upgrade to Mobil 1.
Well, we're getting ready to roll here at Chicagoland. First caution of the night because of Brian Scott and Noah Gregson making contact. Leading us to the green, AJ Allmendinger.
The 3.
AJ Allman, Austin Dillon, hitting.
Something's gone wrong for him.
Oh, I have to focus on the restart. As coming to the Geico restart zone, and AJ gets a great launch over Michael McDowell.
Yeah, we're going to be skipping Austin Dillon's pit stop. Thanks to Blue 2.
If he even has one.
Allmendinger trying to hold off Gibbs right now.
Yeah, we'll see if Ty Gibbs can maybe get a run going here.
He's gonna make the dive to the bottom.
Yeah, but the outside is just also very strong, so AJ's going to be able to hold on just about.
A lot of wiggling towards the back of the field.
Ty Gibbs, he has missed a ton of races. He needs a win to do anything this season, to salvage it. Maybe pull what Kyle Busch did and, miss half the races, then get a win and fight for a title.
Yeah, and if you've seen the Gibbs race, then you know that those cars have speed. Both him and Eric Jones have been top 10, maybe top 5 for pretty much every race this season. Minus a few. So,
And the 54 team has 2 wins.
yeah, I think picking Ty Gibbs or Eric Jones for a win, not really a bad idea.
Well, neither have been able to yet. If anything, Ty Gibbs has been having criticism for the start of his season. Obviously, when Brandon Jones and Brent Cruz were in that car, they both got wins. So Ty Gibbs, the weak link in his own race car, he could silence those doubters today.
Yeah, but it's not lack of trying, as Ty Gibbs did start on the pole for Fontana.
Just behind that, side by side, McDowell and Suarez.
Yeah, Daniel Suarez
One
actually
in the chase, one is not.
Actually, both in the chase, but yeah, Daniel Suarez currently
Oh, you're
13
right.
points as things stand.
One for the longest time wasn't in the chase, talking about McDowell, but he is logged in now.
Yep, Josh Berry also not in the chase, but Ted Gibbs starting to make a dive in turn number 3 and 4. Not gonna get it, as AJ's gonna have the outside.
And is this what Ty Gibbs wants to do? I mean, there's nothing wrong with going for the lead, but you do kind of have to pick a spot, especially at a track like this, where track position is important. See, he's lost out there out of turn 2.
Oh,
McDowell
car
is getting
around,
closer.
Matt
Oh,
Benedetto.
that's
Benedetto.
car.
Sadler.
Sadler as
Elliott
well, Shaven
Sadler.
Gisberg and Eric Jones.
And Eric Jones is getting the worst of it.
Oh,
that's
Ryan
more.
Breeze.
That's the car
Speed
up
on the
and over.
road,
It's
flips
Ryan
upside
Breeze.
down.
Oh my
Oh my goodness. The big one has struck at Chicagoland.
And Tigers will lead us to the caution, as we'll have a lot to go through. While taking a look at a replay, we see Elliott Sadler racing with Matt Benedetto, Shaven Gisbergen. Kind of just turns the 32.
Yeah, our poor
Causes
CW
calamity,
car, and
goes
then
back up the track into Eric Jones.
yeah, I think Justin Haley got into someone cut away from it kind of quick, but that led to Eric Jones and Elliott Sadler, Garrett Smithley with big damage, 21 of Harrison Burton big damage.
I think it's easier to note who wasn't in that crash. Alright, taking a look with the GovX helicopter camera, and see the crash has already happened. There's the field.
Wow, he had amazing wreck avoidance there, and then Eric Amarola not clear. And then
the wall for both of
Yeah,
them, and there's Scott Speed.
Scott Speed, and yep. Lands upside down.
you really have to feel for Ryan Preece here. He did everything correctly to get through that wreck, and Eric Amarola's poor judgment just sent him flying. We have the Ford Racing onboard of Cole Witt. Had a great run last week, and he's going to get through this one. Look at this. He does turn Elliott Sadler at the end there, but not much he could have done.
And there's the
And then-
flipping Ryan Preece.
Slows down perfectly to avoid the flipping Ryan Preece. You could nominate him for a sweet move of the race if we had one of those.
Yeah. Well, now we'll be taking you to a quick commercial.
At times like this, I think how lucky I am to be a NASCAR Winston Cup driver, and how fortunate I am to have a great sponsor like Napa Auto Parts. Because Napa understands quality and value, and the importance of having a friendly, knowledgeable staff. And it's at times like this, looking around at the empty grandstands and listening to the silence of pit road, that I realize
I'm at the wrong track.
Alright, welcome back to the NR2003 Boner Cup Series. Still AJ Allmendinger leading, still Ty Gibbs second, still Suarez third. The wreck that took out a bunch of cars. We'll be going back green shortly.
You're going to be looking out potentially for Trevor Bayne on this restart. As the pace car rolls off, we're going to be going through the Geico restart zone.
We are underway, and Another good launch from the inside lane with AJ Allmendinger. Here Ty Gibbs can maybe hold on to second phase.
AJ's held that bottom and then moved up on the backstretch on the past 2 restarts. He could do the same again.
He doesn't quite have
Gibbs
Ty
is
Gibbs
there.
clear.
He's gonna have the outside through 3 and 4, but I think he's gonna have the run
Gibbs
here.
is hanging with him. Got 2 ECR Engines cars on the bottom. You'd think they'd work together a bit more to try and get past Ty Gibbs.
Not like I'm trying.
But Gibbs just holding them.
Yeah, Gibbs gonna have
And he
the
might be
run
clear here.
Wide.
So is Trevor Bain.
The Shy Dog into second.
See a lap car up
Well,
there.
they have a
It's
lap car ahead. That's Eric Jones.
They might have to black flag him for minimum speed, but not going to be able to do that yet.
Yeah, this is going to be
quick.
interesting to see what the... Whoa!
Oh, boy.
Ty Gibbs right on the door. I was
The
gonna say,
closing right here.
Oh, 3 wide.
Oh, the 84 sets it on the bottom. Try to use the lap car, but he might get punished for it. Or no, he won't. He's going to get by.
Yeah, so
Let's go right
Ricky
back.
Stenhouse, Michael McDowell, Stanosaurus gets held up a little bit.
This is disastrous for AJ Allmendinger.
Why have they not pulled the 20 off the racetrack yet? What is going on? They're 4 wide on the backstretch almost. There's another slow car joining the field. AJ Yaley.
These guys are both veterans. They should know. You got a whole pack of fast cars. Go down to the apron and let them by. But here we are. They're right in the pack.
Yeah, Yaley doesn't actually have damage, it seems, so maybe just an unscheduled pit stop.
He's ripping the wall like it's Homestead. If he was on the lead lap, that would be very impressive.
Yeah, if he was on lead lap, could be third. Apparently Ty Gibbs and Trevor Bain lead.
Yeah, the combination of the 20 and 15 have just let Ty Gibbs and Trevor Bain pull away with this.
Yeah, I think Eric Jones finally pulls into the pits. No, he's still out here. Finally stop on the outside.
AJ Allmendinger, I think, is holding him into the top 10 at least.
Yeah,
Maybe
Ticket
not
says
so
he's in
bad.
10th, but it's a far cry from the lead where he restarted.
Yeah, but I think Ty Gibbs just had a way better restart car.
Yeah, he hung with him the whole time. As Ricky Stenhouse with McDowell and Berry behind will go to the bottom of the lapped car JJ Yaley, but they can't do anything.
All things
Yaley's getting
considered,
more.
yeah, Yaley's actually pretty much on the pace with these guys.
And that's very annoying if you are a lead lap car. Not only for some of these drivers, you have to just treat them as a chicane, but it's real irritating when the chicane is going just as fast as you. So there could be frustration coming into play. You want these guys to not try anything stupid because they're the ones racing for a win, racing position.
But all things considered, good one for the RFK cars. A 2nd and 5th currently.
And we've just passed halfway for this race. Still a lot to go.
David Regan also nearly in the top 10. Currently running 11th or 12th.
It would be 11th right now. He's going to pass for 10th on Marcus Ambrose if he can.
Not
They're
quite.
even. And I'm looking at the ticker again now. Ty Gibbs has not had that same ability to build a gap on second as Allmendinger did. We're at just under 3/10 right now, so Trevor Bain hanging on to the 54. This race is far from over.
And we still got near enough. 1 pit stop left, maybe 2.
Yeah, things can still change big time here at Chicagoland.
Urban looks a little bit closer to Ty Gibbs this time around, but not close enough to make a move or anything.
That's a pretty significant change on the ticker, almost a 10th knocked off. So a couple laps time, we're going to be seeing Bain challenge for that lead, going side by side.
If he can get there. So this time around, scoring says... Actually lost a little bit of time.
Yeah, I'm looking back towards Brian Vickers and Josh Berry. Those two were real close. Now wheel to wheel, Vickers has the better lane, I would say.
Maybe have to block Josh Berry.
Yeah, Berry could have tried his luck and went to the top there. Maybe. Whoa, he's going to dive to the bottom.
Gonna be able to get there. Actually, Brian Vickers almost kind of mirror driving.
That's kind of what you have to do. He's not gonna have that luxury this time round as Berry is past, but not quite clear yet.
Now, if Josh Berry won this race, that'd be very interesting for the. It'd be kind of interesting for the chase drivers because the ones without a win would be pretty happy with the Josh Berry win, considering he can't lock in.
Yeah, but people that would be upset would be someone like Ty Gibbs. Who else? AJ would be pretty upset. John Hunter.
Yeah, looking at the chase standings right now, we've got 13 winners, only 3 cars making it on points. Those are Almirola, Eric Jones, and Austin Dillon. All, I think, have had a pretty bad day.
Yeah. I think something interesting to point out is Eric Almirola scored in 39th and Lloyd Sadler in 33rd. There's a real strong chance that Daniel Suarez could maybe pass them both in the point standings as things stand.
I also believe Austin Dillon is pretty far out of this race, so that means that would be big for Casey Atwood in the points if he didn't DNF.
Yeah, he blew up on that restart or something of the sorts.
Yeah, so that's a boon for the Ram, his back car.
Still focusing on Suarez and Stenhouse. They're getting near to Michael McDowell. Michael McDowell, who is still suffering the effects of that points penalty he had way early in the season. He is the lowest in terms of points of those cars with wins that are locked into the chase.
Yeah, but the win kind of healed all wounds for the 34. That's just what he needed.
Yeah, and they can go win or go for a title.
And despite the point situation, I would say the 34 would be an Arn-worthy champion. He's had speed the whole season, just the points penalty really hampered him.
And also just bad luck, all things considered.
Yeah, 4 top 5s for McDowell. It's been a great season, all things considered.
Yeah, if you add 50 points to it total, I think you would be around the bubble anyway.
Yeah, you're right there.
Junior is battling with him. He's going to get that spot, I think. Top 5 coming for Stenhouse potentially if he can get past Michael McDowell here.
They're going to be side by side through number 4.
I feel like RFK's been relatively quiet lately. Early in the season, all 3 cars were able to punch an early ticket into the chase. So maybe they've just been experimenting with the setups a bit, trying to see what works. And things are working here today. Trevor Bain second, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in sixth.
Yeah, well, there's no tracks that we go to twice on the season. There's definitely tracks that are similar. Some tracks in a chase. Tracks like Kansas or Las Vegas.
Because Josh Berry's going to get second, it looks like here. He's pushing the 6 up the track a bit. There's going to be a run off the top for the Sky Dog.
Yeah, not without a fight. Second place here. Bain does not get the entry, but look at the speed he's carrying through the turn.
Side by side once again. That's going to let Ty Gibbs maybe pull away a little bit.
He has a lap car ahead of him, Ty Gibbs does. I saw in the distance. Yep, that's
David Shermy working with modified out here.
And it looks like the Shy Dog is going to prevail for now and keep second. It's a fan favorite paint scheme here at Chicagoland. The diecast have been selling out the merch hauler.
Oh, someone else has had a sold out merch hauler. Is actually the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse. People love that treetop machine.
There was a guy who went up to the merch hauler. We saw him today, and he bought one of those treetop t-shirts and said it reminded him of his favorite driver, Myatt Snyder.
That's true.
Still pretty close quarters. We're looking there at Todd Gilliland and AJ Allmendinger. This is the race for 8th at the minute. There's Scott Wimmer exiting the pits. Could be kicking off a pit cycle.
It's been a while since the caution at this point, so...
None of the question will pit, however. Actually, David Shermy does.
So JJ Yaley running real close with Brian Vickers, though.
Hemrick and Hocevar in the pits as well, so the car's further down, maybe taking a gamble with an early pit stop. The question will be, when do the leaders make their way to the pits?
Could have more pace than these guys, considering the tire gap.
I think that Gibbs going low. He will be the first one to pit from the top guys.
Yeah, look at how much the tires matter. Scott Wimmer, that's a relatively underpowered car. He is blowing by these RFK Penske Red Bull cars.
Let's have an
the tires matter. Yeah, so the tire gap is huge. We must see the 22 and the 6 pits soon to not fall behind Ty Gibbs. I think that's what they're going to do.
6 to 84. JJ Yaley pits as well. 99. If Matt Benedetto passes by.
Yeah, our CW car is actually skipping the pit stop. That's sponsor synergy right there from Matt Benedetto.
Oh, that's because he already pit, but
he's still skipping the pit stop.
That Gibbs just coming out of his pit stall now.
Yeah, looking like Gibbs is gonna take the lead once the cycle's done.
Yeah, if we go back, so Josh Berry just about finishing his pit stop. There's Trevor Bain leaving his stall. If we go
I think it's fair to say we already know Gibbs is going to be very fast. Given what we saw out of Scott Wimmer, those new tires making the difference.
Yep,
he's going to get by all
Trevor
of them.
Bain, by Josh Berry. Sheen and Gisbergen coming up. I mean, clear by him.
I don't believe Van Gisbergen was in contention for position there.
Oh, not anymore, anyway. But Trevor Bain might lose a spot to Michael McDowell. Maybe not. They will be side by side through 1 and 2.
Yeah, I suppose this is for third right now.
And someone that actually jumped both of them is Reed Sorensen.
Yeah, no, you're right. Reed Sorensen, 3rd place at the minute, so that's actually for 4th. Sorensen coming up on Berry as well.
Yeah, maybe a bit of an alt strategy for the 41 car, and it seems to be working at the minute.
Yeah, said in the pre-race, that's last week's winner. Illinois treating him very well at the moment, but of course we've still got just over 20 laps left in it.
And might have to make Illinois his second home. Yeah, so at the minute, Ty Gibbs kind of has a commanding lead. It's actually kind of unfortunate that he did not qualify for the in-season tournament since he missed so many races. And the tournament was just a top 32 in points.
You mentioned the potential to have a run like Kyle Busch did for Joe Gibbs Racing, where he won a race, locked himself into the chase, and won the title. Looks like that's what Ty Gibbs' plan is right now.
Well, I don't think the injury was part of his plan, but you know, can't doubt that.
There's already a blueprint for a Joe Gibbs Racing driver getting injured and then winning the title anyways. And that 54 team, they really locked in over the time Ty Gibbs was out. Brent Cruz got to win. Brandon Jones got to win. He's got the team to win this thing.
I think as things stand, if Reed Sorensen finishes here, he would be the top seed on the tournament.
Going back to Ty Gibbs, sorry to go back so soon, but we've said about him being out, his season is done if he doesn't win. I fully believe he can, but if he doesn't, that's pretty much it. Not much point in showing up unless Eric Jones, his teammate, makes it in, and then he's got someone he can help.
And there's been so much noise while Ty Gibbs was out about how Brent Cruz comes in, wins. Brandon Jones, he got off to a bit of a slow start with some bad luck at his first couple starts, but he eventually got that car to victory lane. It was, what has Ty Gibbs been doing? Could Joe Gibbs put someone better in that seat? Is it nepotism keeping him there? But he's trying to silence everyone tonight with a dominant run.
Right now, it is 2.9 seconds. See how that shakes out. Still 2.9 seconds, so he's holding the ship steady.
Yeah, no need to push or anything. To kind of save tires, fuel, anything of the sorts. Trevor Bain currently trying to make a move into 3rd.
Yeah, Bain, I don't fully believe Bain is out of this fight. He's had speed all day. Of course, he's probably going to need a caution to have a chance of winning, unless he just gets a rocket under him.
No, we haven't seen actually many cautions this race, besides the big one and also Brian Scott.
Yeah, those are the only ones. We were running out of time right now with 11 laps to go.
I'd be running out of cars, too.
Ty Gibbs is just picking them up and putting them down these lap cars. Increasing that gap very.
Stay behind Daniel Hemrick. No need to push or anything. Get him on the exit.
He's got a gap.
Out of him, Travis Quapple will be the next lap car. See Matt Benedetto, Brian Scott, Scott Wimmer.
Yeah, plenty of lapped cars, but plenty of room for Ty Gibbs to get past. The gap has shrunk from 1st to 2nd. It's now 2.6 seconds. It's not really enough to make a difference come the end of the race. Down to 2.4 now. It is closing, but again, I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, currently looking at a battle for 16th between John Hunter Nemechek and Marcus Ambrose. Out of them also Casey Mears, David Reagan.
A good day for Casey Mears, not someone that gets talked about too much. I think he is... yeah, he's 23rd in points at the moment. In chase standings, at least.
So, not the best run from John Hunter Nemechek. Marcus Ambrose might make a move on Casey Mears here in the 25. Up here, we see maybe going 3 wide for whatever position this is. Looks like 11th.
Yeah, it would be Ty Dillon currently on 11th, as we're seeing. And the gap between first and second is gone. It's fluctuating at the minute. 2.5, it was 2.6, 2.4.
Gaggle of lap cars.
And this is not going to help any of these drivers.
Let's see Casey Atwood, Shane Van Gisbergen.
And not the day for us. Two wins on the season.
To be fair, did you expect anything else?
Well, he's been getting better at these ovals. Every week we see something out of him. These guys super close together. It helps out Trevor Bain very much.
We talked about a caution. If it comes from anywhere, it's probably going to come from here.
Yeah, there's a lot of combustible elements. This is great for Trevor Bain. He's definitely not got the chance to aim for second now. 2 seconds between him and Berry.
Yeah, I think Trevor Bain's actually one of the lowest cars in the chase standings. If I recall correctly, he's around 11th or 10th.
Yeah, it says 10th for me.
So, we'll definitely propel him up the standings somewhat. Todd Gillen trying to make a move into the top 5. But he has a bunch of cars to pass. Meanwhile, up front, all Ty Gibbs.
Kind of the worst spot for Josh Berry now as we're in 2 to go. It's clear road, but nothing he can really do. He just has to sit there and pretty much watch Ty Gibbs win. As we will very shortly be at the white flag, just rounding out to turn 4.
Yep. Barring a miracle, I think Ty Gibbs' chance is in the bag. White flag is out.
And
this
is gonna be
dominant weekend for that 54.
It's gonna be such a meaningful win for this driver. I mean, this team's gotten 2 wins, but they haven't gotten them with the guy who was meant to be behind the wheel, and this is gonna silence all the doubters and let this team contend for a title.
Ty Gibbs, winner of Chicagoland. Josh Berry finishes 2nd. And the first up, the full-time guy, Trevor Bain. And a photo finish for 4th and 5th. Looks like McDowell got that.
The 3rd place finish for the Shy Dog. That's going to be a fan favorite right there.
Yeah, might sell also more t-shirts. Ryan Vickers finishes 6th. Reed Sorensen with another really good run in that 41 car. I do think Suarez would be the points leader as things stand. And then Todd Gillen and Ty Dillon round off the top 10.
Yeah, think of the drivers for Joe Gibbs Racing that have won At Chicagoland, a real who's who. Tony Stewart, Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth, Denny Hamlin, Ty Gibbs gets to write his name to it.
Yes, Ty Gibbs will burn it down in that number 54. Kind of getting used to it at this point. We'll go to a quick commercial.
How's that new Jackman working out?
How's it look?
He did it again?
He did it again.
The crew's really loving these new Oikos protein shakes.
We think strength like this is going to shave a few seconds.
That looks expensive.
Anybody seeing this?
Oikos protein shakes have 30 grams of protein, no artificial sweeteners, and 5 grams of prebiotic fiber.
Welcome back to the NR2003 Boner Cup Series. After a pretty exciting race at Chicagoland with not a lot of caution, we see our 14th different winner of the season. And that pretty makes the chase very interesting, if I do say the least. So at the top of the standings, actually Daniel Suarez, who overtook Elliott Sadler and Eric Almirola. But in the chase, still Elliott Sadler leading with his 2 wins. Same for Cameron Gisbergen, same for Suarez, same for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Then David Reagan, Brian Vickers, Reed Sorensen, and Marcus Ambrose went up to the top 8.
And then in 9th place, Trevor Bain, the last of the winners to have cracked 400 points. Behind him, Todd Gilliland, then Justin Haley, Michael McDowell, and David Stremme, and the newest winner, of course, you've just seen today, Ty Gibbs.
Alright, and then we have the ever-shrinking bubble. Eric Almirola was the points leader, which would have locked him in, but Daniel Suarez took that spot from him in this race. So Eric Almirola, he really has to keep watch of his points. He's currently in 15th, and he's currently very safe in terms of that. But if we get one new winner, everything could be falling for Almirola. And then it is Eric Jones, who's in 16th on points. He is plus 14 on Casey Atwood. Atwood 14 points back out of the chase now. And then John Hunter Nemechek is 23 points out of the chase. Austin Dillon is 25 points out. And then you have to go back to AJ Allmendinger, who is 34 points out. A bit of a long shot, but it's not impossible for Dinger to point his way in if we don't get any new winners. And to start the bracket challenge, which track will we be going to?
Well, next week it's a bit of an old racetrack. Haven't hosted a NASCAR race in a while. We're going to the famous Memphis International Raceway in Tennessee, which will kick off the bracket challenge that you're looking on your screen. Which definitely will be some exciting show track action. And next week we can do our predictions for who can maybe be the in-season tournament winner. But for now, that will do for this week, and goodbye.